Welcome back to my series I'm calling Who Are You and Why Are You Running for Office? For any new viewers, my name is Shayla Favor and I'm running for Franklin County Prosecutor here in Ohio. Stick with me because we're going to get into the role of a prosecutor, which is much broader than just criminal prosecution alone, which is why my executive leadership and public service experience is relevant to this position. So, having previously served in the insurance and banking industry and management, as well as being a former executive director of a nonprofit, I gained an immense amount of experience, including management, training, and coaching of staff, strategic planning, grants management, convening community and stakeholders for critical conversations, program development, board relations, management of all aspects of project development, marketing and public relations, and directing and overseeing the financial operations. Currently, I serve as an elected official in Columbus, Ohio. In my current role as a council member, I'm being intentional about focusing my work to ensure that everything that I legislate and advocate for is filtered through an equity lens in order to address the disparities that we often find in historically marginalized communities through policy. So over the last 5 years, I've created programs that focuses on our youth, criminal justice reform, expanded our city's effort to protect immigrant and refugee families. I've legislated policies intended to address the housing crisis, insecurity, as well as ending the sale of flavored tobacco to stop the youth smoking epidemic, policies around reproductive justice, and even common sense gun safety legislation. My service to my community began long before I ever had the desire to run for office. Working as a public servant was and is still a natural decision where I can continue to use my education and passion to best serve the people of this community. Running for office has never been about just a job or just a career. For me, I believe that public service is a calling, or at least it should be. Unfortunately, what we're seeing play out on the national stage and even in our home states and cities are power-hungry people who are often driven by ego. There is absolutely nothing sexy about this work. In fact, it's getting harder and harder for people to stay or make a decision to work as a public servant, given this highly politicized moment that we're in, as well as grappling with public corruption and greed. I literally could go on and on and on. That's why identifying the why is so incredibly important. Running for office is deeply personal for me. Unfortunately, my story is no different than many people of color who have been impacted by the criminal justice or the system overall and have felt as though the deck was stacked against them from the very beginning. From the lack of financial resources to the lack of access to mental health and addiction treatment, housing and food insecurity, and systemic racism, I made a decision at an early age to be a part of the solution. My goal, to serve, foster real change, and to leave my community and this world better than I found it, will always be the foundation of my why and, more importantly, my North Star. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow where I will elaborate on the role of the prosecutor. To learn more about my campaign, please visit my website at www.shaylafavor.com and let us know that you are all in favor.